Hi, my name is Tosin Coker, author of The Mouth of Babes, and every once in a while I like to bring you a bit of information about sickle cell. So today I decided to do one that was about when I'm out and about on the street. And basically I'm a person who hates to carry handbags. I just don't do it. I'm not really a girly girl, as you can probably see. However, I do recommend carrying around at least something that you can hold a few things in. If you don't have 101 pockets, how I usually do, then a little rucksack is always good. And the reason why is because of the things that you can have in it that might actually help you as a person who has sickle cell. So in my rucksack, I have a few basics that I always try to keep with me at all times, okay? Most important one is a bottle of water, keep you hydrated, and preferably, although it's good to have it there in case of emergency or for when you need to take your pain relief and so on, it's also good to have it just for the sake of keeping hydrated throughout the time that you're out on the street. So hopefully whenever you take a bottle out, it should come back empty, okay? Next, I think it's very important to have a cell phone. Now for myself, I have two cell phones. One of them, as you can see, I'm hooked up to right now. I have my hands-free hooked up to that. And for me, I like it like that because my hands stay free. I can stay focused on other things at the same time. And this is very helpful in a situation whereby I just need to be gathering myself together and I can't really be fumbling around with a phone. So yes, I have my cell phone here and a hands-free attached. This hands-free is also compatible with my other phone that I have as a backup. And the reason why I have a backup is because sometimes your phone can be your very best friend, especially in the time of an emergency. So you don't want to be in a situation where you have your phone, but the batteries run out or something, so second phone is always good to have. For my second phone, I actually have a dual SIM card phone, and that is cool for me because I have one contract line on it and the other has basically a pay-as-you-go SIM card, and on the pay-as-you-go SIM card I always like to keep a certain amount of money on there so that I'm always able to communicate with somebody, anybody in times of emergency. Also, I like to carry around, so simple and basic, but my pain relief. And basically this is just a tiny little box that I bought from Muji's, if I remember correctly. And in here I just have some of my pain relief that I take and the ones that assist in, counteracting against side effects. So what I do is I cut them up from the blister packs just so that it's an exact amount that I would need for any time I go out. I maybe keep about 2 or 3 doses in my little pack here, okay? Don't know if you can see all that, but I guess you kind of get my drift. So let me just put this aside here. Also, I like to make sure that I always have a method of travel if possible. That method of travel might be as simple as my bus pass, which I always carry with me at all times, usually in my back pocket because I'm a pocket girl more than I am a bag girl. And so yes, I have that in here. Now, as well as my bus pass, the reason why it's so important to me is I also have a backup card so that I can get money if I need to. For if I need to find myself taking a taxi cab home or something because for whatever reason I might have fallen ill on the street and walking or taking the bus is just not, the done thing for them. Also, I carry ID. ID is very important because when especially if you're the kind of person who maybe has fits or has experienced maybe collapsing on the street before, you need something to talk when you cannot. And so for myself, one of the things I use is my Sickle Cell membership card. I'm a member of the Sickle Cell Society here in the UK in London. So I don't know if you can see that if I bring it a little bit closer. And basically this membership card has my details on the back, my name, and so on. And I myself has just added a couple more details, you know, personal information about, you know, who to call in times of emergency. But the wonderful thing about having this membership is also that the membership card has the Sickle Cell Society's telephone number on there. So if, for example, somebody has to go through my things to find out who I am, and if there are any contraindications to treating me at hospital or so on, they can always get information from the Sickle Cell Society about my illness. That would possibly be a great help, because there's no guarantee that if I do have to go to hospital in an emergency, that I'm going to be taken to my local hospital where people know me already. It goes without saying to go with a little cash in your pocket. Might be as little as about £5 or $10, and I say $10 instead of £5 for people in the US, because I know how money does not last over there. Okay, I'm used to traveling over there, so I know what I'm talking about here. You know, I find myself breaking into a $100 bill, and before I know it, it's gone. So keep about $10 on you, and at least about £5 for people in the UK. Oh, also very importantly, you see I'm wearing my bandana. I would usually have this in my bag, and this to me is quite important, because if I'm out on the street, I don't know if it's going to rain or whatever, you know, but I now have something that I can keep my head covered with, you know, whether in times of rain, cold or whatever, you know. It just helps to keep the heat in if needs be, if I don't have a hat on my person, and it's just easier to carry around. So sometimes I carry it around in the form of, as you see, wearing it on my neck. Sometimes I might have it wrapped around my wrist, or sometimes just have it folded neatly in my bag, good to go. So I hope this has helped, and if you have any other suggestions, please add to it. Oh, and by the way, I do also carry something else. It's a little sachet of something called Emergency. Let me see if I can find mine here. Here it is. You can get these at certain health food stores, usually more specialist ones than just Holland and Barrett and so on, or Vitamin World for those of you who are watching from the US. And the reason why I have this is because sometimes when you're feeling quite fatigued and, you know, a bit lethargic and so on, this gives quite a lovely energy boost quite quickly, you know, and so sometimes, depending on how I feel, I might add this to my water that I'm carrying around with me. So I would love for anybody else to share their little tips or things that they might carry around on their person, things that might help for them, or, you know, any ideas for suggestions to put in my bag, because I surely will take them. Wonderful speaking to you again. Oh, and by the way, thank you all so much for all the blessings and love I received over my last video, Smiling Through the Pain. And just as an update, it is now about, I think, a week and a half later, and at the time I was saying it had almost been a month that I'd been in pain for, you know, pain in my knees and so on. And unfortunately, I'm still in a lot of pain. The pain has not gone anywhere, and every once in a while I am having to take pain relief to keep myself boosted up. But hey, check me out, I'm still smiling. You take care and stay blessed and stay well. Bye-bye.